My lords, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to Transport Fever 2 and episode number 17 of the hard mode playthrough. This episode we are starting out just having a look over the rail bridge that links the northern and southern landmasses as one of our north-south connection trains just passes on through, and in the distance on the river there we can also see one of our ships that brings the oil into Swinton port to be converted into fuel for onward delivery. In the last episode we obviously set that shipping line up and started supplying the fuel onwards into the town of Swinton, and we also connected Swinton in with a passenger line service as well. We didn't get time to supply the tools into Swinton, which is the second goods that Swinton requires to trigger some growth. So the first thing I'd like to get done today is to try and get the tools delivery line and production line all set up into Swinton before when we turn our attention further afield. And I think after that the next town on the list is going to be the town of Wareham, which is to the south of Swinton, and that also requires fuel and tools. So because we have the production already up and running, it's just a case of setting up another onward delivery line into Wareham, and then that town's going to be triggering some growth as well. Of course, before we need to do that, we need to put in the passenger station for Wareham, which shouldn't be too much of a challenge. So let's bring up the user interface so we can see the current state of affairs. Cash flow is at 33 million, there or thereabouts. And our bank balance sits at around £360 million as well, so we've got plenty of money to play with. So let's head over towards Swinton now and to the port that we set up last time around. Just passing WAREHAM there on the left of the river. And here is the port in Swinton now. I've been calling it Swinton. It isn't Swinton. Well, it's Swinton Port, but it's the town of Whitnash. What an idiot, never mind. So yes, that's why I got confused there, because the port is called Swinton, quite obviously because it's just so close to Swinton, but never mind. So yes, Whitnash, we need to get the tools into Whitnash. Of course, Swinton also requires tools, but that's for a later date. So as discussed, my plan is to use this factory here to supply the tools to Whitnash and to Wareham, which is just to the south. This only requires planks for production, and we do have a sawmill just here, and we also have various forests around the sawmill as well, so getting the logs into the sawmill shouldn't be too much of a logistical challenge, nor should it be too difficult to get the planks into Whitnash itself. Now, rather than having spaghettified lines all over the place, I'm quite tempted to keep this production chain supplied entirely by road vehicles. So we'd have road depots at whichever forest we are going to use, a road depot here at the sawmill, one at the tool factory obviously, and then we need a drop-off point in Whitnash, and at some point we're also going to need a drop-off point in Wareham as well. So let's get started. Now I'm leaning towards using this forest here at Highworth because the truck would run in here, it could drop off, and we could use the same line to then pick up some planks. We'll have a bridge over this freight line here before heading into the factory, and then depending on the truck type we could even use that truck for then onward delivery into Whitnash, although I'm more tempted to have a separate line to handle the final delivery and then a separate line for Wareham as well. Now, to make this a little bit more efficient, what we'll do is this road here that merges into this main road, we'll extend this, so we'll make this a crossroads straight into the sawmill, and the first thing we're going to want to do is actually upgrade this road capacity, and I'm going to go straight for the 50 mph road, country road obviously, we're out in the country, we don't need town roads out here, and then it's just a simple case of putting a continuation road straight through heading towards the sawmill there, and I'm going to curve it perhaps unnecessarily, but I just think it makes it a little bit more realistic and a little bit more scenic as well, which is always nice. So if we just wait there for one moment, and what we're going to do now is also upgrade this road here, and then have this road come down and merge into this road just here. In fact, change of plan. It's going to be more efficient if we do it like that and have this road as the connection point, so our trucks won't have to slow down for the junction, they can go straight on through. Now we're going to want to continue this road up over this train line and into our tool factory. Now I do like mixing it up a little bit and having the occasional road delivery line rather than just having trains absolutely everywhere. The trucks are extremely viable, especially in hard mode. They might not make you as much as a freight line would, but it does keep the network that little bit tidier because you don't have spaghettified lines all over the place. But for now, we need to concentrate on this bridge, so we'll take our elevation step up 4 levels and we'll cross straight over both of these lines here. And how does that look on the clearance? It's high enough. That foot is a little close to the track there. This one is perfect. So we'll just accept that bridge. But then what we're going to do to force this bridge pillar back a little bit is just put down a little strip of track and then get rid of it. And everybody is happy. So now it's just going to be a simple connection into our existing road that we've prepared. Like that. And we'll go for the embankment here. And then it's a case of bringing this down to ground level. Which way are we headed? That's just that way a little bit. There we go. And again, we'll use the embankment there rather than a bridge. And then we could just snake this road in towards the tool factory nice and easy. If we head this way, and what we're going to do, again, just delete this little connection here and have that form the main road, with this just being the connection point into there. And in terms of our truck station, we have, well, it doesn't really matter where we have the truck station, it's going to work fine. But what we do want to do is upgrade the rest of this road here, because we're going to have our delivery trucks coming down here for delivery into the town of Whitnash. So that will work perfectly fine for me. So now we can start setting up the infrastructure. So let's go ahead, go to buildings. We want the truck station. Over here we only need one platform. Right, so our trucks in this game are all right-hand drive. So the most efficient way to do this would be to have it on this side of the road. Does that give us a connection? Indeed it does. In fact, we could go a little bit further back if we wanted to. Like that. And that will allow us room then to expand the amount of platforms we have here. Just so this can really overproduce and fill this up. So we've always got a nice supply waiting. Configure it a little bit further because we also need an exit. Like that. And what we'll also do, just for something a little bit different, is we'll utilize a station entrance as well. That way we know there's going to be no looping around on this platform here. They're going to go straight through and out. For now, all we need to do is finish this connection to activate it like that and like that. Quickly rename this to Highworth Forest. So that's that section ready to go. While we're here, it's probably not a bad idea to put down the road depot, and if we have it out here, then they're straight onto the platform to collect the logs without any unnecessary travel. Then we can make our way over to the sawmill here, and we'll have our station in this wooded area here on this side of the road. And again, we'll do the same thing that we just did where we use a station entrance and exit. And again, we are only going to need one platform for this. So let's set that up now. And we'll have that positioned just like so. And then we'll just quickly configure this. We don't need to worry about the platform size here, because they're only going to produce when the trucks arrive, so there shouldn't be too much backlog waiting for us. But we will do the station entrance and exit like so. And for this I'm actually going to go for the smaller capacity road because it fits in more with this style of road here. Yes, it does mean they have to slow down to 37 miles per hour, but that's acceptable. Like that. And we'll just rename this then to Highworth Tool Factory. No, that's the Highworth Sawmill. That's better. This is a tool factory up here, and we're just going to rinse and repeat this, but this one will be 2 platform. Or in fact, what we could do is have a drop off for the planks and then a platform or a station for the pickup for the tools. So if we were going to do that, it would be ideal if we had a loop like so. So our trucks would come up, come around here, drop off, and then continue down here on their way back to the forest. So if we put the unload point just there, that obviously does have the connection to the tool factory. And then we need to concern ourselves with the pickup. We will need 2 platforms here, at least eventually, because we're also going to be delivering down into Wareham as well, of course. So for that, we'll put this over here, just like so. I'll probably end up expanding this just a little, only by say 2 extra nodes. And for this we do want the normal street access roads rather than these entrance and exits. And then it's a simple connection in like so. A quick rename like that. And then the last thing we want to do is put in our delivery point for the tools themselves. So once again we're just going to use an unload point, and where do our tools need delivering? Up in the northeast there. So we'll have it dropped off up here, and we'll also take the opportunity just to upgrade that road to a higher capacity, higher speed. In fact, we may as well do quite a few of these here because they do have a lot of the quiet streets, and we don't want the unnecessary slowdown. So we'll burn through some money just to get all that upgraded, like so. That's better. Okay, then that is us ready to go. A quick rename of this now. So this is the Whitnash Commerce drop-off. While I'm on the subject of naming, it was mentioned to me that I'd incorrectly named this. It's not an inner city shuttle. It is, of course, an intercity shuttle. So thank you for the correction there in the comment. It's much appreciated. Now it's all sorted, and I thank you for that. So now we can start, in theory, setting up the delivery line itself. So we'll go for the brown for this line, and we're going from the forest. Here we do want to be fully loaded, and we'll wait as long as it requires. We're not unloading anything here. And then we're heading to the tool factory, no, to the sawmill. That's twice you've done that now. Here we'll just go load if available. And we'll have a minimum stop time of 30 seconds and a maximum of 60. So that way they'll wait, well, they should wait for at least something to be dropped off without dropping off and then moving straight on. Here we are unloading the logs and loading up on planks. And then after the sawmill, we are naturally heading to the tool factory here. And here we will not be loading anything, but we will of course be unloading the planks like that. And what we're going to do is put a waypoint down here so our trucks then leave through this road and double back on themselves. We'll do that in a moment. First we'll just name this line. And this is the tool production line, Highworth to Whitnash. Perfect. As discussed, we'll have the waypoint now. We'll use a telephone box and then go back to that line we've just set up, which is the tool production line, and then add a 4th station like that, and then everything is working as it should, and it all looks very neat and tidy as well. So now we can actually purchase the vehicles for this. So let's have a look. We're still using the opals because they are superior. and it will be the tarpaulin trucks. And we can go quite big on this one, I think. In fact, so big, I'm gonna... Not that many, Jesus. Yeah, I'm gonna go for 50. We'll colour those. We have the money to afford the 50, so there's no reason not to. Start them on their way, and then we should start seeing production here. And we should start seeing our first load of logs arriving on the platform, which indeed they are. So now that that's done, we can then do the delivery line into Whitnash. So we're going... In fact, what I forgot, I completely forgot. We weren't dropping off here, we were dropping off here, weren't we? Well done if you'd spotted that. So let's just quickly sort this out. We'll pause it just temporarily. And we want to remove that stop, but add that stop. And we don't need that waypoint anymore. That's better. Yes, much better. Okay, now resume the game. Okay, back to the new line we were just setting up. And here we will be using the same sort of setup for a pickup. So unlimited wait time, only picking up the tools. And then you're heading to this drop off here. You're navigating around the city pretty nicely, no problem with that. We do want to change the colour of this, however. And we'll go for this colour here, which is similar to the tool colour. And then just name this up. And this is the tools delivery for Whitnash. We'll go ahead and we'll treat ourselves to a second depot out here. We'll put it just there. Now, as I've said many times, I am going to artificially limit Whitnash. So for this, I'm just going to go for 5 delivery trucks. And then I'm not going to be too concerned about hitting the required frequency, throughput, or rates. It'll grow as much as it'll grow. And that's the end of that. And now I'm just going to add a few extra waypoints in around here. And this time we'll use a post box. Just so we can navigate our trucks so they're not looping around like this. So what we'll do, just go onto the visible lines only. After the drop off, come in this way. And then I want you on platform 2, like that. That's better. Alright, so that is Whitnash taken care of, and as I said, I'm not going to return to that and try and balance the rates for these any further than what they're currently getting, and they'll grow as much as they will grow. Now we can go down into WAREHAM, so let's start that procedure now. So the first thing is, as per, a nice straight track at the same gradient or not. There we go. There's the straight point. This road we can adjust it later on to include a bridge or tunnel, whichever makes the most sense. But for now it's about getting this set up, and we'll have this at 70. That is going to give us more than enough speed for what we're doing here. And this diamond is in line, unlike the one we did in the last episode, which was all over the place and a little bit drunk. But for now, we don't need to concern ourselves with that. Our major concern is getting down into WAREHAM. And I think down here we can have a terminus station. So let's go ahead and do that. We want red trim on the southern landmass, building size of 2. We will have 2 tracks. And platform length will go for 240. Long canopy, high speed track. There we go. As we can see over here, we have our industrial sector. So putting the station in this area shouldn't cause too many issues with noise pollution, unless of course the residents decide to expand this way, which would be unfortunate. But given that the station was there before them, I'm not going to pay any attention if they then complain that there's a train station right next to where they decided to build their house, because they know the train station is there, if that makes sense. Anyway, let's press on. So, same setup here now, nice and quick. Don't need it that fast, 80 mile an hour is probably a little bit overkill. 70 is fine. And like that. And where are the tracks from Whitnash? There they are. So it's a case of, shall we tunnel underneath this bit here? Just for something a bit different? So that won't give us a tunnel. Let's go down one more step. There we go. Now we don't need the tunnel to be that long. We can have it nice and short. Make sure we're heading in roughly the right direction. That's all we need. And if we can get the parallel track, that's better. And then if we bring this out and connect it straight in, what sort of gradient is it going to give us? That's not too bad. And we've got full speed throughout. Yep. Yeah, I can live with that, and I'm sure our trains can as well. So we'll double that up, and then we'll do the same from here down to Wareham. Now that's changing, that's a bit more of a gradient there, -6 to 58 meters, so that is quite a severe gradient change. We have the BR Mark II coaches. These do 130 miles per hour, as we can see. I don't think we have any trains even close to that yet, so we might not need them immediately. Okay, now that is quite an elevation change. However, I'm going to go with it simply because this is only going to be a shuttle service, and I don't think we're going to have an express service down here, although we may do in the future. So that's just going to have to do. Yeah, that gradient is a little unfortunate. You know, I might rework that between episodes, I'm not sure, but for now it's gonna do what we need it to do, isn't it? That's the main thing. Let's get the signals in. Don't think about it too much. We'll go for the 4 aspect this time. We want the auto signal 600 meters, it's fine. And if we go from there, then that will also act as a clearing signal for the diamond. That gives us plenty of blocking space, as we can see. That is pretty much perfect for stopping on this diamond, which is great. And in fact, we'll do that as a clearing signal. It's a little bit short to the diamond, but it should be okay. And there's our dual tracks in. Now we don't need the auto signal for this little bit, which is just to put some for the diamond to allow our trains to push forwards if they need to. If nothing else, it looks good aesthetically, so I'm happy enough with it. I'll get rid of all the grass at some point as well between episodes. Now we just need to sort this road out because I don't want the crossroads there, so what we'll do is just put, in fact we'll leave it playing, they can grumble at me. So we'll take it back and we'll have a bridge over the road, over the rail line I should say. That is fine. That is absolutely fine. There we go. Now they can stop complaining. I will just very quickly sort out the terrain here. So let's get the brush size down, but the strength up, and just take the aggressiveness of some of this earthworks off. Just blend it into the scenery a little bit more. Gives it that more natural sort of look to it. That's better. Is that a bit low? Well, no, it's clear of the catenary masts and the cables, so I'm happy enough with it. It just visually it might look a bit low, but it's going to work. Anyway, enough about that. Now we can set up a bus service for Wareham. Now Wareham I may encourage to grow a bit more than say Whitnash. So I might have this as quite a large town. So we are going to go for the central exchange. So we're going to have to demolish quite a lot of the town here to do this. So let's go for large roads through here. Like this, out to the station. Okay, that's going to cause a collision with the station, isn't it? Okay, that'll have to do then. Yeah, if we give them some larger roads through here, and then maybe down here as well, that should work. And then these very small roads, we'll upgrade them to the medium capacity ones like this. That's going to be a lot better. And it's also semi-future-proofed the town growth as well. Right, now we can put down our central exchange. We'll go for 4 platforms for this, why not? We'll have it electrified because we'll probably have a tram here at some point. And I'm thinking we'll put it there. And then configure this so we have an exit point there. Just rename this to Wareham Central, of course. We don't need the capital E, however. There we go. Get rid of those 2 buildings and then finish the connections. Yes, we want electrified tram line. like that. That's fine. And like that. Do not need the traffic lights there, or there. We'll have one there though. I like to put them on the four-way junctions. Yes, that's fine. Okay, so now we need to actually upgrade some of the roads through here so they're also electrified with a tram line. So let's just use the upgrade tool, tram track tool, catenary, yes. Okay. And then, as I said, what we're going to do is nice and quickly come out here into there for a loop for the trams. That now means we will want some traffic lights here, so we'll just put them in like so. And then out here, do we want another station? In fact, now that I think about it, there was no need for this little bit of road because the trams will turn around on this station, which is fine. We'll have that there. That's not Wareham Central. We've already got Wareham Central. This is Wareham Station. As is that. There we go. Alright, let's put up a quick tram route through here. It's just going to be a simple loop for now. So we want new line. Add station there to there. Don't want them turning around here, so what we will do is we'll send the tram up this way on its way into Wareham Central. But for now, we'll just name this Inner City Metro Wareham Station. There we go. Where's the waypoint? We can have a post box like that. Manage a line, come that way. There you go. We need a tram depot, which we'll put down here out of the way. So buildings, tram. In fact, we'll put it down here. Although that's going to make a mess of that road. Let's have it a bit further away like that, so it doesn't look quite as hideous. There we go. How many do we want? I think just one for now, actually. One might be more than enough for now. It's only a small town for the time being. What colour are we? With the purple colour. Is it that one? Probably. It's close enough. Now we can set up the train line. So this is going to be running from Whitnash through to Wareham. And that's all you're doing. A nice vivid magenta there for the line colour, which is fine. You're not sharing any platforms or anything, which is the main thing. And this is an inner city shuttle. Whitnash Wareham. So now we can purchase the train. Where is our depot? Here it is. Buy vehicles, locomotives. So these are some of the new ones we unlocked in the last episode, such as the Class 25 and the Class 47. Given that it's a shuttle service, speed isn't too crucial. I might go for one of these actually. Although that's quite expensive when you compare it to the 42, but it does have more power. This might be better suited on a straight line. Oh no, that's awful. That's probably a little bit too slow. I don't want to overuse the Class 42. Maybe the Class 25? Just as something a little bit different. Why the heck not? And then we want passenger wagons. We can have a look at these, even though we're probably not going to need them. They carry 26, so they are the highest capacity ones we have available. But they are quite expensive. I think we just need the Einheitswagen. And just two of them. How's the speed like? You see, now this train does have to have... this train does handle quite a large gradient, I've just remembered. So let's rethink that train choice. How about that? 1.5 million. It's a possibility. That's also 1.5 million, but is a lot heavier. But it would be nice to have it on. See, that just eats up the gradient without even a second thought. But it's probably not going to turn a profit. Do we go back to the Scotsman? Maybe that's a bit slow nowadays. Maybe the DB Class 10, one of our early trains. How does that do? That's not too bad. Not too bad at all. 1.1 million, it's probably still going to struggle to make a profit. Make a decision, just go with it. There we go. Right, let's colour that this magenta, whichever one it was, something like that, I think. Oh, you can't see the line from there. Let's just scooch on over to Whitnash. There we go. So that might not be the most efficient or logical train choice, but what the heck. It does look a very nice locomotive, very sleek, so I do like it. And I do like the wagons as well, with the magenta stripe along the bottom signifying the line. That will work. That will work. Okay, so that's that taken care of. What we can do now is start delivering tools down here into Wareham from this factory here. Now, does this road connect into Wareham? Indeed it does. Although we do have a level crossing here. So there would be some interference, as we can see, when the freight trains come on through. So, to compensate for that, what I might do here is if we put a country road connection, we don't need the tram line, sort of like this, making its way up to there. Yeah, it's quite steep, but whatever. And then a second connection down like that. What do we have here? The class 37, the class 47, the 76036 and variants thereof, MAN trucks, BR Mark 1 coaches, and the RABD 1212 Mirage. Very good, very good. Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, if we have this road come up here and then down here, we can navigate our trucks over the bridge. If the AI want to continue using that and getting stuck on the level crossing, they're more than welcome to do that. I don't really care. But for our trucks, we want as clean throughput as possible. So what we're going to do now then is, which way are these trucks coming in? Okay, so our trucks are going to come this way, pick up, head down here, and in fact we might have them head this way, take this road, and we'll connect this over here. Now this is going to be quite a long delivery run, but it is nice to mix it up, and once we start unlocking the large capacity trucks, the long haul trucking, it will work quite nicely. For now we're going to might have to just suspend disbelief a little, but I'm happy enough to do that just for the sake of a bit of variety on the map. So let's get all that upgraded. We might need some waypoints along here just to make sure our trucks do what I want them to do. That's not what we need. We need these waypoints here. Now, is there one for a bridge? No. Or if there is, I missed it. No, I don't think there is, but we could have the gradient one, because it is climbing upwards, isn't it? So if we have a gradient one there, and then something similar over here, we can make sure our trucks do use this bridge rather than getting stuck on the level crossing. But for now we need to put down the drop-off point over here in Wareham, so we need a truck unload point. This is tools, and you can drop off. In fact, I might have you drop off down the bottom. Yes. So let's get this set up now. So new line. We are coming from here. You're using the right platform. Great. And then you're coming along here. Up that road. Yes, you're doing the right... Where have you gone? There you are. Why do you keep disappearing? That's making me confused. Where's the line? Not sure why it's only showing up from certain perspectives, but there you go. And then down to there. And then if we just set this up with the usual configuration, like that, you're doing a nice thing through Wareham, which is good. You are not taking the bridge that way. Oh, I see. I put... That's not right. It should be like that. That's better. And then you're avoiding this level crossing, which is great. And you're not looking too bad, but it's probably better if we have it come this way and come up here. So to that end, let's put down another waypoint here, and we'll have, well, we're out in the sticks, so having a little wildlife warning sign wouldn't go amiss, I don't think. And then coming that way. There we go. Perfect. We need to change the colour. I think we used that one last time. I got confused then because they're the same line colour, but that's fine. And this is Tools Delivery Wareham. Brilliant, brilliant. Use this depot here. We can have a look at these new trucks here. Oh, 50 miles per hour, so they're definitely going to be featuring heavily from here on out. And for now, we'll go for 6. Give them a paint job. They're on the Wareham line, just so we don't get confused there. Okay, so that's that. So Wareham should start seeing tools arriving in the not too distant future. This should now, well, it might even trigger growth to level 2, which is going to have a knock-on effect. What the heck is going off here? That's the wait time, isn't it? And it's causing a bit of delay for all of our AI commuters who are trying to get from A to B. In that case, then, it might be worthwhile adjusting this so at the sawmill, perhaps they don't stop for quite so long. If we just go 10 seconds, at least they can pick something up. Did that take? Yes, it did. Let's just fast forward this and see what it does now. He should move a lot quicker here. Are they actually? Yeah, they are picking up. Okay, so hopefully this will resolve itself now that these orders have been changed. Of course, there is also the option of expanding this road size, so we have 2 lanes with a bus lane. That way, that will separate our trucks from the AI traffic, but we can do that later on. For now, what I'd like to do, I don't think we're going to get the fuel into Wareham today, but what we could do is go through and upgrade all of our road vehicles now that we've unlocked the high capacity trucks. So for example, bricks delivery, and bricks delivery, these will all be using the same style of truck, which is, oh, it's the tarpaulin truck anyway. So let's replace them. The crude haulage trucks are using the tankers. Food delivery, also using the tarp. That's a different colour, I don't know why. There we go. Need to change that line colour at some point, but for now it's fine. Okay, food production, you will be using that as well because you do handle the food. Fuel delivery lines will be obviously the tanker trucks. There, well, buses. We've not had any new buses yet. Oil sand haulage. Is that oil sand there? No, that's slag. Do you have oil sand? You have regular sand. Okay, so you're using that one as well. Plastics production and tools production. I guess you will be using... Yes, in fact, you'll all be using these. There we go, so spent quite a bit of money there upgrading the trucks. That might throw the line balancing off a little, but we can... Well, I'll probably check that off camera, actually, and make any tweaks as required. For now, we've also got the new trains, which might be worth investigating. So if we go to one of our popular lines, for example, the intercity commuter from Portishead to Nuneaton, and let's go to edit these. And if we rebuild these while keeping this one as is, then we can have a good side-by-side comparison of the two. So these were they multi-units? We got one multi-unit, the Mirage. It is quite slow, but it's got nice capacity. Can we double that up? What speed? You see, you're only doing 78. That's the issue, but you are faster. Nice capacity. This is a popular line. I'm quite tempted to go for that. Like so. Why not? Let's colour it to green. And let's go ahead and have a look at this. I quite like that. Yeah, I'm happy with that. As a commuter service, yes. You wouldn't have it on an express, however. If we were to upgrade our express, which I think we might do at this point as well, we would want... Well, what are you running at the moment? Let's just pin you. So you are running the BR Mark 1 coach. And your top speed currently is 90 miles per hour. What's the fastest train available to us right now? It might still be 90. We've got 94. 95. Okay. So what if we were to do something like this for the express service? Now, because we can't go above 95, we don't really need to concern ourselves with this. We need to really more pay attention to the weight. And they're all looking like they are 30 ton. So that's not going to make much difference. So the weight's all much of a muchness. In fact, it's equal. So how about the capacity? This is the highest capacity. So maybe we'll go for something like this. Have a first class coach and then a couple of regulars. How's that for the speed? Yeah, you're better, aren't you? You're a lot better. So I think it is now time to retire the steam locomotives. So we'll go again, same setup. We have a first class carriage and then 2 standard class. Being pulled by the BR37, class 47, not 37, blue. 37 million to upgrade them. Can we colour them? We certainly can. We can have a look at one now if we click the right thing. It looks a very sleek train. And it's even got Intercity on the side, which is just coincidence. What do we have here? The BR46 Mirage, the BE46 Mirage, I should say, which I believe is a tram. Looking at it, or it could be a multi-unit. Let's just have a look. Obviously, we're not going to change it out if it is. Yes, it's a tram. Okay. So that's that. Where else could we do an upgrade? Perhaps these here, because this line is quite popular. The Intercity Shuttle Bakewell to Nuneaton, as we can see. Perhaps we swap these out for the Mirage as well. Just double check it was a tram. Yes, it is. Okay, so multi-unit. In fact, how does that? Speed's better. Well, speed's the same, but you get up to speed faster, a lot faster. So yes, we'll just do a straight swap replacement on these. Like that. Perfect. The Blythe to Nuneaton isn't as popular. Although, how busy are we up here? Not too bad. So what I might do for these ones is just double them up. Like so. And have 2 just to double the capacity. Yep, I think we'll do that. So let's put it in black. Select both of them, of course, and add 1 to each. That's fine. So you can keep the same engine. How about over here? So we've done that one. Bakewell to Yoxall is, well, it's not busy at all, so I don't even think that needs looking at. That's fine. So that's been looked at. So they've all been checked out. What about over here? Oh my life. Might have to retire our steam trains here as well. Now let's think what we want to do for this one. We could go for... is that a little bit overkill? Yeah, and we're losing a lot of speed there as well, aren't we? So we'll maybe not use Mirage, but we could go back to these, which was quite nice, but this time we go for a green colour instead. And then we go back to passenger wagons. And maybe try these ones now. And we could do that. Good speed. Better speed than what we're running at the moment. And it's got good capacity. It might be a little bit overkill. and that might be a risky thing to do in hard mode, but I'm tempted to give it a go. We can always come back and drop something off, you know, drop a few coaches off if we need to. And if we do drop a couple of coaches off, then we could probably get rid of the second loco as well while we're at it. Yes, yeah, it's the green one. Let's just have a look at that. Where can we see? There's one just going over the bridge now. So that's one more steam train retired. West Ham to Portishead. I think you're doing fine. Although you're not very profitable. Perhaps we could have something a little bit cheaper running this line now. And let's just open this up and pin it. So this one costs 2.2 million to run per year. How about then if we give you one of them? So it's the same, it's a little bit more expensive, but there's not much in it. You are slower, but you get more capacity. And you, quite like the speed on this one. How about then instead, let's go for, so we want to be around about 90, don't want to keep it around about 90. What loco are you pulling? The 9F, which is this one. Could we have you run the class 42? What's your power? 2.4, okay. So we want something roughly compact. What about that? It's going to be expensive. It's going to be a more expensive train to run easily. Or we could go... we've used that a lot lately. How about this? What will this do? So it's negligible-ish on the speed. Higher capacity. But that's going to be more expensive to run per year. And we are looking to cut costs on this one. So what I might in fact just go for... How's that? Speeds, you know, acceleration's comparable. Well, obviously we're hitting a lower top speed, but it would be cheaper to run. And it is. I'll come back to that one. I'd like to hear your thoughts on that one actually. But for now, we'll leave that one. How are we doing over here? That's been checked. Well, we're leaving that one. That's been done. The intercity shuttle. Oh, you're making nice. Oh, you're making very good money. How many are waiting here? 77. What about over here in Swinton then? How many you got waiting here? And, well, you're keeping up. I think you're fine as is. We'll keep you as you are. And these lines, will keep them for now. What's this one? Maybe have a look at this one. Because that's not keeping up. It is profitable. But it's not keeping up. And how much does this cost us to run a year? Just under 2 million. Okay, well let's do both and see if we can get something a little bit better. We could go for that. That would cost us double though, wouldn't it? Yeah. And we are losing speed again, which is not something you really want to be doing on your passenger lines. How about, what do you cost? 1.7. So what was the cost on these per year? 1.9. See, this in itself is pretty much the same cost for this entire train, and this is just a locomotive here. There's you, but you're not very powerful, are you? But we could double head it. So if we had that with passenger wagons, just looking at the cost here, 301,000. What wagons are you in at the minute? The BR Mark 1. And you're also a bit slower. They're the same to run, so it doesn't really matter. How's that? Well, if we're going to double head it, we'd probably increase that as well, wouldn't we? And then chuck the other loco on. 127 seconds and 5 minutes. No. Take one off. How's that? No. We'll leave that one for now. Obviously, we're still going to unlock more trains in the future, so as we unlock more trains, we can come back and revisit that. But for today, I think we'll leave it there. So let's pause the date progression so we don't have any extra unlocks while we're waiting. before we hop on a train, let's just take a look here and make sure things have improved over here, which indeed they have, as we can see. That's great. And we're still getting decent collection on the pickups here, which is the main thing as well. Now the question is, what train do we want to have a ride on? Well, I think we might go for one of the trains that we just upgraded, and I'm quite tempted to go on to the Mirage, if we can find one of them. Preferably one that's just on approach to a station or just leaving a station. Yeah, this one will do. Oh, even better, we have one that's just pulled away, so we'll quickly pause it while we get into position so we don't waste any of our scenery. Get sort of like that. Yeah. And then we'll unpause it. So yes, I hope you enjoyed the episode and you're still enjoying the series. If you did enjoy the episode, feel free to hit that thumbs up button down below. It does really help. As I said, if you have any comments or suggestions, especially for some of the train upgrades, let me know. I do accept that, you know, I'm not going for the most efficient, perfect trains possible, even though we probably should do on hard mode, but we're still making decent profits for now. So yes, there might be sometimes where I'll go for something what's not quite as efficient as it could be, but I do like to have a bit of variety in the trains rather than having the same locomotive running all over the map, doing everything. But yes, for that West Ham Portishead train, I'd love to hear your suggestions as to what we run on there. As always, when it comes to the trains as well, if you'd like to put any naming suggestions forward, then go ahead. I do my best to honour them. But for now, all that remains for me to say is, as always, ladies and gentlemen, take very good care of yourselves. It's ta-ta for now.